answer the question of, how do you deal with haters?
Masculinity for the intelligent man. I'm David Tian, Ph.D., and this is Man Up!
Hey, it's David Tian, Ph.D., and for over the past 10 years, I've been helping hundreds of thousands of people in over 87 countries attain success in life and love through the application of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge research. And here I am in Taipei. This is the country of my birth, here for a family reunion. I'm going to try to show you. I'm at 101. Let's see if I can show you some of that. This Yat-sen Memorial. You can see that's the Grand Hyatt. Great view up here. Used to be really hard to get up here because of all the Chinese tourists, but now there are political tensions, so the Chinese tourists have not been coming so much. So finally get up here, peace and quiet, a little bit in the early-ish morning. Up here with family, a full week family reunion. People flying in, family flying in from all over California, all over the U.S., Canada, of course. Where else? Oh, Japan, Taiwan, around the region. So really nice to see family. And just take this moment to shoot this quick video for you. I just also wanted to say to the guys at the Man Up Show that our production over the past few weeks has gone down to like 1 or 2 videos a week, partly because of 10 Weeks to Freedom, which launched about a month ago. And it's a brand new program, and it's been a lot of work for us. Didn't anticipate how much extra work it would be because it's so high touch, a lot of live coaching in that group, taking a lot of time, like hours and hours a week, but it's been great, and the guys have been doing phenomenally, so I'm so proud of the guys in the group. We're just about halfway through the 10 weeks, and it's been great. So I'm actually going to be shooting another video for them today and then going live with them for an hour tomorrow, so looking forward to that. But anyway, for Man Up, hey, I got a question from the Man Up group, and it's I had to pick a short question because I'm using the same phone. I only have one phone with me right now, and I can't read it right off because I'm filming. So the question, which is a short one, is how do you deal with haters? Because I mentioned haters in an earlier video. So that's a quick one I can do right now. And then in the next day or so, I'll shoot one with the proper camera and everything and read off the questions. But just catching up on the production, by the way, of Man Up. We will be moving back to the 3 times a week scheduling. So look out for those. And if you've been wondering when is your question going to get answered in the group, it will be now. So I'm going through those systematically and answering all the ones that I can answer in the group. Okay, so this question about haters, it's an interesting question. One of the reasons why it came up for me is because one of our brands that our umbrella company handles is sort of in the fitness space, and it's insane how many. So on the weekends when the team is off, I have to police the comments, so to speak, and so there are comments on videos, on some of our content, and there are a lot of trolls. And reading the comments and having to police them and delete all the stupid comments, it's just a reminder of the detritus of humanity. But then I realized that most of humanity is detritus. Like most of humanity is not an A student, is not elite, is not intelligent, is not educated, is not disciplined or persistent. Just by definition, for you to be at the top, working real hard and elite, by definition, most of the world will not be there. And with the kind of way I police my own peer group, like not police, it's the wrong word, protect and choose and curate, that's the right word, curate my peer group, to allow those that I choose to influence me. It's always like ice cold water being thrown on me when I have to go through those comments. And some of the other ones that I've been looking at on videos that, for instance, Six Pack Shortcuts is a big company on YouTube, and Dan Rose and his team have been doing some great things for just also breaking stereotypes for Asian men, mostly Asian American men. So that's been, I'm a big supporter of them. What they're doing. I haven't tried any of the programs yet, but they got some new guys because Mike Chang stepped down, and the amount of hate at the bottom of those comments, it's just so unexpected. That's not even my company. I don't even know those particular guys in the videos. But man, it's so undeserved. They're just going at just racist stuff, random shit. They don't like the way the guy, his posture and stuff. And it's not. I mean, it's one thing if you just point it out like point blank, you should work on your posture or something. But just like the level of stupidity. So I don't bother looking. I mean, like, I don't give credence to idiots. And when you're at the top, number one guy is going to have a lot of haters by the way things are, by humanity. And I was thinking today, because recently there was the McGregor-Diaz fight, which I watched, which was epic. There's something that McGregor said a few fights ago, which is losers focus on winners. Winners focus on winning. I don't know if you got that from somewhere else, but I thought that was a great quote. I thought that was a great saying. And it sort of encapsulates my own view of haters. First of all, haters can only get to you if you let them. So if you give credence to their comments, like right now, I love watching my 1.5-year-old nephew. He's up here running around somewhere, and imagine if someone just said mean things to him. Like I wouldn't want him to let those go to, like, take him to heart, because he doesn't deserve any of those. And if he can protect himself mentally from those, then he's all set. And the only reason haters' comments can get to you, affect you, is if you allow it to affect. If you give credence to their comments, to the person making the comments. And I've been trying to tell you that most of the world has no right to say anything about you unless they earn it. Focus on winning. Focus on doing what you're doing. Don't let the losers hate on you. Losers focus on winners. Be at the top. At the top, everyone wants to bring you down. That's just the way humanity is. So as long as you don't allow them to get to you. Now, the other thing is, if you're in the presence of a lot of haters, it's almost inevitable that a part of it is like, it's like if you have this really strong dam, but the water is just too strong and it can overpower, or even if there's just too much water and it'll go over the top. So police your mind, protect your mind, stand guard at the door of your mind. So because my team is off on the weekends, the ones who do the branding that I'm talking about earlier, I have to go in there and just make sure that the comments are not like creating a really negative vibe on that content. And that will affect me. But then if I read enough of them, it'll be like, oh God, man, they'll bring me down a little bit, but only because of it's just getting like inundated with meaningless shit. But just clean your mind and surround yourself with the right people, and limit the amount of exposure you have to that kind of negativity that's not constructive. And realize this, that most of the world if you're a winner, not everyone can win, right? Like even in school, not everyone can get an A. And especially as you go higher up into the university, actually at the very highest levels, everyone can get an A. In grad school, if you get a B, it's kind of like a failure. But at the undergraduate level, when you have a lot of people, and think about the world population, when you have a big class, most universities require you to curve. And in fact, it's a natural way of the universe, the bell curve. So if you're at the top, that means most of the people that you encounter are beneath you, and they're going to want to bring you down because of the Machiavellian evil in human nature. And there's so much. I think the internet allows that to come out, but it was always there. I mean, if you just look at what's going on with the conversations around the presidential debates, it reminds me of how many stupid people there are out there. When I started Man Up, I explicitly made it masculinity for the intelligent man, because I did not have any interest in speaking to those who are unintelligent or unmotivated to learn. So if you're watching this and this show resonates with you, you know what I mean. If you're intelligent, you understand most people are not. Don't let their comments and unintelligent feedback or analysis get to you. Again, obviously, if it's constructive, or if it's like, if you want to reach them in particular and they're telling you about how they feel, then that's good information and good feedback, and you have to take that into account if you want to, if your goal involves them. But otherwise, why are you speaking to haters and losers? Focus on winning, get your thing down, know what you stand for, set your goals, set your purposes, and follow those and move towards those, and keep making progress towards those. And allow only those that you give authority to, that you give credence to, only allow them to affect how you feel, and to take their feedback into account. So, I've always had a lot of haters, and in fact, every number one person around the world will have haters. It's necessary, actually, just because there's always a percentage of people in the world who are negative and will rather break down, instead of like, this is a Gary Vaynerchuk idea, is instead of building the tallest tower, ironically I'm in Taipei 101, freaking high tower, I'm not sure exactly where it falls on the spectrum of high towers, but it's pretty high. You can either build the highest tower or you can tear down the skyscrapers that are bigger than you. Most people do the lazy thing because the tearing down is easy. Tearing down, you literally just blow it up and it can happen very quickly. Building something takes a long time. And winners build, losers try to tear down. So don't allow them, just simply don't give them credence. They're like little kids who don't know what they're talking about. They just go blah, 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 blah because of some emptiness or neediness in their heart or bad parenting or whatever, right? So just, you have to make a decision to stand guard at the door of your mind and not allow them to get to you. And that's a decision you make. You are in complete control of who you allow to make you feel bad about yourself. And then you also are in complete control of who you allow to make you feel good about yourself. So curate it as well. Curate it both ways. And so it's not just standing guard, but proactively looking for a great peer group who can support you and challenge you. All right, so I think I've said enough for now. I'm trying to keep these short. We got to go find the family somewhere in here. And I'll leave you with one last view. It's pretty amazing. And until next time, join the private Facebook group. You can answer your questions in there. And I got to go hang out with some family. All right, man. Until next time, join the private Facebook group. I will see you inside. Man up.